Wondering what it costs to live in Palm Springs? Curious about how expensive it is to live in Palm Springs? Stay tuned. Let's find out. How do you do? It's me, Stefan Burchard, the Desert Bowtie Realtor here in the Palm Springs area. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to learn all about Palm Springs, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget that little bell next to it so you'll be notified every time I do a new video. I'm getting calls, texts, and emails from people every day wanting to move or relocate here to Palm Springs, and I love it! If you're looking to buy or sell here in the Palm Springs area, make sure to give me a call, text, or email 24/7. I promise to make your experience as smooth, effortless, and fun as possible. Now, let's get started with the cost of living in Palm Springs. Palm Springs is no doubt one of the most beautiful cities on the West Coast. Situated on Coachella Valley's western edge, Palm Springs sees over 350 days of sunshine each year. There's very little rain, and for most of the year, the weather is simply spectacular. In short, Palm Springs is gorgeous and an incredible place to live. The question these days, what's the cost of living in Palm Springs? And is it affordable? If determining whether you can afford to live in Palm Springs, whether that's your goal or not, be sure to watch all the way to the end. There's no way to sugarcoat the fact that living in Palm Springs can be a little pricey. Not as expensive as its sister cities Los Angeles and San Diego, but still costly compared to other areas of the US. With an index of 131/100, you'll pay 30% more to live in Palm Springs than the average American city. One of the biggest reasons for this higher cost is housing, which is the most significant expense here by far. With a California median home cost of $542,200, amazingly, Palm Springs doesn't even touch the average housing cost of California, which is 139% higher than the national average. Still, if you're moving to Palm Springs and wish to buy a home, you'll need cash or a high income to do it. Many people, when considering moving to Palm Springs, get a storage unit. That way, when they arrive, they can take their time house hunting and find the perfect place. This way, you can live in a smaller unit while you're looking for that perfect forever home. Utility costs. Utilities in Palm Springs aren't ridiculous, but they aren't cheap either. The utility prices are almost 14% higher than the national average. But the good news is that the weather here most of the year is freaking delightful. You'll rarely need to turn on the heat. Yes, the dry desert heat does make it hot here in summer, so you'll need plenty of air conditioning. That means higher electricity costs a good portion of the year compared to some of the other expenses on this video. Though utility costs are still palatable. Transportation costs. While we do have public transportation and it's widely available here in Palm Springs, most people have a car as their primary mode of transportation. Keeping with this trend, the cost of transportation here in Palm Springs can be a little expensive at about 30% above the national average. Gas, tolls, auto taxes, and vehicle repairs are also about 30% higher than the national average. That's not as high as some cities, but higher than most. Surprisingly, the average one-way commute in Palm Springs is about 20 minutes. That's 7 minutes shorter than the US average of 27 minutes, meaning you'll spend less time in traffic here. Grocery costs. No matter where you live, you need to eat, right? And in Palm Springs, the good news is groceries aren't too expensive. They aren't super cheap either, but almost 100% of the national average, they won't completely drain your bank account either. Groceries being the most significant expense for most families, not paying crazy prices for them is appreciated. Unfortunately, groceries are one of only 2 indexes lower than the national average in Palm Springs. And we also have farmers markets all up and down the valley, not to mention Village Fest on Thursday evenings, which has a farmers market as well. So there's lots of produce and food alternatives besides grocery stores. Healthcare costs. One surprise about Palm Springs is that healthcare costs here are pretty affordable. That's great news for many folks who move here, being that a lot of them are senior citizens. It's also good news for young families who tend to visit the doctor and the emergency room more often than seniors do. Palm Springs is fortunate to have a number of good healthcare providers and healthcare systems. The area is a health-conscious community with access to lots of outdoor recreation and exercise opportunities, including hiking trails, biking, swimming, tennis, and golf, just to name a few. There's no denying that Palm Springs is one of America's more expensive places to live, but it's paradise. It's worth it. The main reason for the higher cost of living in Palm Springs is housing, but transportation and utility costs don't help the matter either. Still, Palm Springs is decidedly gorgeous with fantastic scenery, excellent weather, and a wide variety of amenities. In short, if you can afford it, Palm Springs is an amazing place to live, work, and raise a family. If you have any questions about the cost of living in Palm Springs, please let me know. If you're thinking about buying or selling in the Palm Springs area, please give me a call, text, or email. All my information is below. And now I'll see you on my next video about the 6 best places to eat and drink in Palm Springs. Bye!